So guys, this video is why I dropped out of uni. Now a lot of people are like, oh, but you know, you're going to need a degree and all this. I just couldn't take it no more. I went to 2 different universities. So at first I thought it was literally because of the uni. So I went to the University for Creative Arts. That was my first uni. And it was amazing. The facilities were great, you know. But I just wasn't happy there. I would come home sometimes and just cry. And I was like to my mum, I can't do this. My mum would be like, come on, you know, you're paying a certain amount, blah, blah, blah. So I stuck it out. And it got harder and harder as the year went on. You know, just difficulties in regards to me putting out my opinions. People would call me aggressive when I'm just literally putting out my opinions. And it was hard for me. I wasn't used to that sort of environment. I wasn't used to an environment where I was called aggressive for adding my opinion to a group discussion. And as the year went on, more and more people used to call me aggressive. And I used to think, wait, hold on. This is not right. Now, the school I went to was very multicultural. You had blacks, whites, Asians, everything possible, we had it. The same with my college. But with this university, it was very different. Within my department of photography, there was like 2 black people. And I'm not saying it was because of race, but clearly a lot of people weren't used to certain things. So when I would put my point across, I would be called aggressive. Someone would say I'm bullying somebody. And I would come home to my mum and was like, Mum, like, what do I do? How do I change these people's opinions upon me? Because it was so hard. And it got to my final project and I was given the lowest job possible. I remember I was like basically cleaning the floor. And I said, you know what? Nah, this is not for me. And I failed. That's the honest truth. My first year, at my first university, I failed by 1 module. So I thought to myself, okay, let's try again at a different university and see if it's that. So I went to UEL, University for East London, and it was amazing. The lecturers were amazing. My classmates were just awesome. Everything was so great. Everything was going well. You know, the studying was going well. I was understanding everything. It was a lot more practical and I was loving it. And at this time, I was working, you know, I was using a studio called Thread Studio a lot. So I was using their studio quite a lot. So where I'd known about all the studio things, I could use that in my uni work. So I was just so ecstatic that, wow, I can now combine what I do outside of uni and in uni together. Whereas in my other uni, a lot of people didn't understand why I was in university because I had a business. They assumed that I had taken somebody else's spot and I was selfish because I wanted to better myself. Now, it made it really hard for me to even progress, even if I wanted to. So when I was at UEL, everything was great. You know, I was getting good grades and things. And then 1 month, literally everything just dropped. Like, my grades started to drop. I wasn't going in. And I was just taking on a lot more work, like photography work. I was doing a lot more shoots. And I was realizing that I was happier freelancing full-time than going to university. So I remember this one instance where I was in uni and we had this group project and we had to set up something within the studio. And I was in a really cool group and we set up this like lighting techniques and you know, I used something that I'd used in the studio and I remember like my lecturer talking to me, he was like, wow, this is really cool, and he spoke to me after the class and was just like, what do you do like outside of uni? And I told him and he basically said to me like, if it was him and I had done what I've done, what I've done already, he said I shouldn't even be here. And it was hard for me to leave, you know. My mum is somebody that wanted me to take my education to as far as I could, but she wasn't somebody that pushed me. If I wasn't happy with something, she wouldn't allow me to continue, you know. Like when I was at my first uni, I was crying, like she wanted me to try, but she didn't want me to be unhappy as well. So I'm blessed that my mum was somebody that understood my decision to leave university after everything. So I basically dropped out in April last year and I haven't looked back since really. It's been hard sometimes. Everyone's like, oh, but you're not going to graduate, blah, blah, blah. You're not going to get a degree. If I really want to, when I'm later on in the years in my life, I will go back to uni, but I probably won't study photography. I think that was my mistake. I studied something that I was too passionate about. So it was hard for me to differentiate the difference between, you know, uni work and my business. I couldn't find the balance, and that was what was hard. But I think when I'm at an age where I'm happy with where I am right with my photography, then yeah, definitely I will go back. You know, I don't think I will never not go back, but I don't think I'll go back and do photography. I'll probably do something else that's completely different, and people will be like, what? Why are you doing that? But I have a lot of other interests that has nothing to do with photography. So I feel like maybe I should have gone and done something like that. But then I wonder if that would have changed my mindset. So yeah, that is why I dropped out of uni. So yes, I went to 2 different universities. One was very hard, and a lot of the people there were very harsh on me as well. So that already, I was just like, yeah, can't be asked. But then when I went to UEL, I met some of the best people ever, and they were amazing people, and the lecturers there were great. But it just wasn't for me. So I get asked a lot, oh, should I go to uni? Is it for me? And I don't know, I'm not you. And what I will say is go. I would never have known uni wasn't for me, or me studying photography at a higher level wasn't for me until I actually went. I know a lot of photographers that have gone to university and have graduated in photography, and some of them are like, yeah, it was good and all, but me doing the practical and actually learning everything was a lot better. And some people are like, yeah, I'm really happy that I did it. So we literally, there's a lot of balance between it. For me personally, I love just freelancing. I love learning on the job. I love just creating. I love being able to just Google something, be like, I wonder how you do this, and Google it. I love being able to read a book in my own time and not have to actually write an essay on it. It's crazy, but that's what it is. So yeah, it was hard, but it was something that I believed in, and I had the support of like my friends and my family, which is always great, and they understood why I wanted to just be free. So yeah, you know, I've traveled a lot more now than I ever had in my whole life. I've been to LA twice and it's crazy because last year was the first time I'd flown in 13 years, and it was an 11-hour flight to LA. So I probably wouldn't even be able to do that if I was still at uni, to be fair. So I am extremely grateful that I took that bit of leap. So at the moment, yeah, I have a part-time job as well, and I'm planning on leaving there soon as well. So it's literally just a learning curve, and it's literally a set in stone. You know, literally, I dropped out of uni, I've now got a part-time job alongside my photography, and everything is balanced so well that right now I don't want to break it. But eventually I will. I'll let go of it, and I'll freelance full-time. That's my aim, and that's my passion. You know, I'm blessed that I was able to go to uni. Some people don't have the opportunity in some countries. So yes, I'm blessed that I was able to go. But I also found myself and found me as a person and as a photographer. And I just realized that I preferred to just be free and not be tied down at a uni. So yeah, so as I said, a lot of people will ask and they'll be like, oh, but will you ever go back? And yes, I will, but just not to study photography. So yeah, guys, so look out for my next video and subscribe, please subscribe, and let me know what you guys want me to talk about, because I've done uni now, so I'm just thinking what's the next thing you guys want to know. So let me know down below and help a girl out. Subscribe, follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, everything's there, and I'll follow back. So thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.